Welcome to the Casual EAL. My name's Randamodium. I'm here with Uncle's Alone Time. Today we've got a very exciting match in the Noxian division. We have Bronze 5 Age going up against Blood Oath Kings. This is going to be the final match for the Noxian division, and I'm pretty excited for it. What do you think is going to happen today, Uncle?
I'm sure it's gonna be some fun gameplay coming out. We've got a couple subs on Blood Oath Kings, and we have a sub coming in for BVA as well, since Prophet's gone. So I'm expecting a fun match.
Yeah, so we've got
Uh,
Cyanite and King Majora subbing in on the side of Blood Oath Kings. Those are the top laner and the AD carry for Team Renegatus. Majora is going to be playing mid lane, though. And then over on the side of Bronze 5H, Shadow is subbing in for Prophet at 80 carry. Uh, as far as the standings are concerned, Bronze 5H is definitely locked in at the number 2 spot. They will be the number 2 seed regardless of the outcome of these games. But Blood Oath Kings is playing for that 4th spot. If they're able to 2-0 Bronze 5H, then they will steal the 4th spot. If they go 1-1 or 0-2, then they will wind up in 5th place and they will miss the playoffs. So this is a big game for Blood Oath Kings. This is their last shot that they have to try and make the playoffs. And I actually like their odds. I like the odds because of the kind of the heart of Bronze 5 Age is Prophet, and he is not playing tonight. So it's going to be very interesting to see what type of adjustments Bronze 5 Age makes in their draft phase without their star 80 carry.
yeah, I'm kind of excited to see that Shadow stepping in here. I think he should be good. They've played together for a long time, and with the two subs on our team, we'll have to see how they get a matchup together. See if they can come back and get a 2-0 here. The draft.
Yeah, definitely. As far as the draft is concerned, it looks like we're going to have Bronze 5 Age on red side game one, Blood Oath Kings on blue side. So I'm very curious to see if Blood Oath Kings has a first pick prepared for blue side that they want to try and take away from Bronze 5 Age. Bronze 5 Age has been leaning very heavily onto Ornn, Zillion, Vayne, Leona. Those are kind of the big picks that Bronze 5 Age likes to go towards. It's going to be interesting to see where Blood Oath Kings puts their bans and what they use with that first pick. So we are now getting into pick ban phase, and immediately right off the bat, we have a Ornn ban coming out from Blood Oath Kings. I think that's a great pickup. BVA has been picking Ornn very early in the draft for the past 3 or so matches. We have a Cassiopeia return coming up. That is one of King Majora's most played in mid lane. And the Annie ban coming out. That is also one of Alston's most played in mid lane.
Okay.
Yeah, and it is important to mention that this is 10.4, so we have all the 10.4 changes. So Ornn is even more overpowered with the new Sunfire Cape changes, so definitely a good ban. Aphelios ban coming out, and the Leona ban. So yeah, definitely targeting Bronze 5 Age's big picks. The Vayne is still up though, but Prophet is not playing, so maybe they feel like they can drop the Vayne ban since Prophet is not in the game.
Yep. I think it is still 10.3. I think 10.4 comes out tomorrow.
Correct. Actually, yeah, it is still 10 dot it's still 10.3. Yeah, usually it's Wednesdays or patch days, but yeah, definitely not.
Holidays.
Yep. So first pickup is going to be the Alistar. So this is a steal away from Bronze 5 Age. So Psychopez is kind of known for his Alistar. So they're stealing that away. They ban the Iona and then they immediately steal away the Alistar. So I definitely like this play from Blood Oath Kings. That potentially is going to put Psychopez onto something like a Nautilus since the Taric is also banned out. Zillion pick comes out. That definitely is the second most played for Alston behind the Annie, and they definitely like this Zillion pick. They often like to go towards a Kindred pick in the jungle when they have the Zillion. And they usually will save the Zillion, or they'll save the Kindred for later in the draft. There is the Nautilus pickup. So as expected, Leona and Taric are banned. They first picked the Alistar, so Nautilus is that last super tank that's still available for the support role. Zoe pick coming out to counter out the Zillion. I'm kind of curious because Zillion should be able to negate a lot of Zoe's mid game one shot potential with the with his ultimate. So it's going to be interesting to see how King Majora can make this Zoe work. And the Vayne coming out from Blood Oath King, they're at least hovering it. Let's see if they lock it in. This could also
I
be a
think that might
top
go
lane Vayne. Yeah.
top lane.
So Cyanite is a major Vayne player, so he might feel like he's got an advantage going with that top lane Vayne, but it could be flexed. So if they sniff out that this is a Vayne pit top, they might go towards top lane, but they decide to go towards the Kai'Sa instead. So they might think that it's still a bot lane Vayne.
Yeah, at this point it could probably go both ways.
Yeah, at this point, I would expect the jungle will be looking like junglers and top lane potentially that they want to ban out. I do think that's going to be a Vayne top, so they might want to ban out. Yeah, more 80 carries. So yeah, there's the Misfortune ban. That is one of Blood of King's most played in bot lane. Echo ban coming out for the jungle. Onioken does play a lot of Echo. I would expect from top lane on BVA side, since the Ornn is banned out, they'd go towards a Mundo or a Cho'Gath, but Vayne is pretty good into both of those champions. We have a Caitlyn ban, so BVA has sniffed out. They think it's a Vayne top as well, with 280 carry bans coming down in the second rotation. And the Warwick comes out. So Echo, Warwick are two Onioken's some of his most played. He still can go towards that Kindred or Olaf or one of those other picks.
Okay.
And we got the Malphite top lane coming out. So it's going to be a Malphite top lane, most likely into the Vayne. They're saving their counter pick for jungle, which is something that they do tend to do on red side.
Let's see what they pull out here next.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so top lane
Jinx.
Vayne. Jinx coming out.
There's a lot of squish on BOKs for having a Malphite Nautilus on the other team.
Yeah, but I would actually be curious to see if they're going to go towards a Sejuani or a Nunu or something a little bit beefier in the jungle to try and round out the rest of this comp. And it's going to be the Jarvan. So I'd expect this to be a full tank Jarvan that they're going to go towards. Jarvan can pair pretty well with the Vayne and the Jinx. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Kindred come out here from Bronze 5 Age. But it looks like instead they're going to go towards the Vi. So yeah, they lock it in. So Vi jungle versus the Jarvan, kind of a more classic matchup. I think Vi does a pretty good job in that matchup. But Jarvan definitely has a little bit better scaling than Vi. So what do you think about the draft? Who do you think won, lost, advantages, disadvantages?
Bronze 5 Age, I think, has a pretty good team right now.
I am worried a little bit about the damage on the side of Bronze 5 Age. I'm expecting that the Vi is going to go tankier, but if she goes more damage, maybe that mitigates it.
Yeah, I think they'll have to go some damage on the Vi, unless they're just strictly protecting the Kai'Sa completely.
Mm-hmm.
BOK has good poke damage with the Zoe, and they might look for some picks. I think this could probably go both ways if they play it correctly.
Yeah, the Vayne Jinx, that's just some insane DPS scaling. They can actually shred through tanks really well. So I definitely like Blood Oath King's draft into the Vayne Jinx. They've got the Zoe for some potential burst potential, and then the Jarvan Alistar really... I think you probably would use the Jarvan Alistar more for counter engage than engage. I feel like Bronze 5 Age is probably going to want to be engaging this game, and Blood Oath Kings is going to be looking for counter engage. And just to keep the Vayne and the Jinx alive.
Yeah, I agree. They're gonna need to save the ultimate on J4 Definitely to counter engage after the Malfault.
Yep.
I think as long as Zillion can use his R correctly on the Kaisa and keep her alive for most of the fight. If she gets picked away early, though, I think it'll go to be okay for the fight.
Yeah, I definitely think that Bronze 5H is going to try to pile onto this Jinx since she's so immobile. It's going to be much harder to catch the Vayne out. But they've got the Malphite ultimate combined with Nautilus ultimate and also a Zillion double bomb. And also the Vi ultimate is point and click. So Nautilus point and click ultimate and Vi point and click ultimate. So there's a ton of really easy to hit crowd control to potentially shut down these two carries. So I would say Blood Oath Kings really needs to keep the Jinx in the Vayne of very far apart. So you have to have like the Vayne at least 500 units away from the Jinx at all times, because if they get both knocked up in that Malphite ultimate, it's probably going to be a one team fight for Bronze 5H.
Yeah, I agree completely. It'll be weird to see how they play this. They have 3 squishy carries, and the J4 I'm assuming is going to need to go really tanky to help protect them. I don't really see much splitting on either team.
I think the Vayne
Uh,
can split easier than the Malphite, but yeah.
yeah, they're probably going to be doing some 5-man grouping quite often in these games, and I know that BVA likes to play a team fighting style, so we'll expect to see that quite often in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next thing I want to see is summoner spells and runes that we're taking on both sides.
So right now, Zoe's got the cleanse, and they had Jinx with an ignite. I'm assuming that's going to get changed to a heal.
Yeah, I would hope that gets changed. The cleanse is probably really smart for the Zillion.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Waiting to see if she changes that to a heal.
Yeah, still showing ignite. We'll see. And it makes sense for the Zillion to go TP along with the Malphite.
Yeah, I don't think he needs anything else. He could go cleanse for the Zoe. He might be able to splash out if need be.
Yeah, potentially. So yeah, the
I guess
Jinx not change sums. So it's a Ignite Jinx.
well, definitely not. See some engaging in the bot lane, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of fighting. Hmm. I'll also see the look with the Vayne builds in the top lane, whether she goes the traditional AD carry build or maybe she pulls out something different.
I would actually expect the Vayne to go maybe potentially a little bit tankier since there's so much point and click CC.
Yeah, possibly like a mallet in there in the build.
Yeah.
Um, I'm expecting to see a QSS definitely on some of these carries on BOK.
Yeah, definitely. QSS is going to be really important. So yeah, again, this match does not have a huge amount of importance for Bronze 5H. Obviously, they want to end the season strong, but they are locked into the number 2 seed. Uh, Blood Oath Kings is still fighting to try and get their spot in the playoffs. They're currently sitting in 5th place. If they can go 2-0, then they will move up to 4th place. So Blood Oath Kings really needs to win this game. This game, basically their entire season depends on them winning this game.
Yep, so hopefully they have that in the back of their heads and they can come into this game strong. I really want to see a good match out here at the end of the season.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about the scaling as we go into, like, who do you think has advantage early, mid, late?
Early game bot is definitely going to be favored towards Jinx and Alistar, I think. Correctly with the Kaisa to give him Nautilus.
Mm-hmm.
Top is going to be the scale. Both junglers are pretty early game and fall. Uh, Mid, she will stay ahead this game, but hopefully that happens. Otherwise, I think it's even in. mid lane. I know Zillion's not exactly AP.
Yeah, I definitely would say that early game bot lane on Blood Oath Kings is probably going to have the push priority. Jarvan does have the ability to do the level 2 gank. Usually Vi needs to wait until level 3 before she's going to gank. But Vi usually will beat Jarvan in those early skirmishes. Zoe versus Zillion. Zillion tends to struggle a little bit early with his mana. So Zoe probably will have a bit of a push priority. And then top lane Vayne versus Malphite. That's kind of one of those ones where Malphite really can't do that much, but he will eventually be able to basically become unkillable into the Vayne. So yeah, I think it's really going to depend on how Bronze 5 Age uses their ultimate, and it's going to really depend upon the positioning on the side of Blood Oath Kings, because there's all these big ultimates that are on the sides of Bronze 5 Age, and then you've got these two hyper carries on the side of Blood Oath Kings.
Yep. Okay, so we're loading in now. We can see some summoners.
All right, I'm at 10 seconds, 11, 12. We in sync?
Yep.
All right. So yeah, it looks like it is a Ignite Jinx in the bot lane. I'm assuming that is a mistake.
Yeah, I'd say so. I don't know when you would want to run Ignite.
Looks like an interesting 5-point coming out from Blood Oath Kings. BVA with a much more standard 5-point.
Yep. I'd say it's almost like a 3-point. They're all grouped together there. They're splitting.
Yeah. I thought for a second they were going to try to invade, but it looks like no. It's a pretty standard line of scrimmages. Looks like it's most likely going to be... I'm actually curious to see if it's going to be bot side start for both of these junglers, or whether they're going to do mirrored. Vayne's cheating towards bot side, so I assume it's going to be a blue side start for her.
Yep.
Vayne did go electrocute, so that definitely indicates potentially wants to go more for early game. Jarvan went Aftershock.
Aftershock.
Which indicates he's going to want to go tank. Aftershock can... It can be really good on Jarvan, but it's really reliant on hitting that EQ. If you miss the EQ, then you basically do not have a keystone with Jarvan. So, very reliant on hitting the EQ.
Yep, and we have the Conqueror Vayne top.
Yeah, Conqueror coming out for Vayne top. All the other runes seem pretty standard. Spellbook on the Zoe would potentially allow her to swap out that cleanse for something like a TP or something else. Looks like Vayne is a little bit faster in her clear right now, and I'm actually surprised that Jarvan is going for... He went to Wolves. Fight coming out in the bot lane. Bronze 5 Age got level 2 first. They do get a little bit of a trading down, but not too much health loss. So Jarvan went Wolves second, so he's actually going to need 4 camps to get level 3 now. Vi did 3 camps on her bot side, so she is level 3 first.
Yeah, and you can see some visions starting to pop up for BBA right now. Around bot side and one covering Vi's jungle.
Yeah, most of it looks pretty defensive.
Yep, nothing too aggro right now.
And Jarvan almost puts his ward almost directly on top of Vi's. So it looks like both junglers are content with just farming it out a little bit.
Yeah, nothing, no early ganks.
There's a pretty big wave that's starting to build up in top lane.
Yeah, you can see the Vayne's gonna start abusing the Malphite, using the ranged advantage.
Yeah, Malphite's actually doing a pretty good job of CSing. He's pretty much even on CS, and he still has quite a few minions that are about to die to the tower, so he actually does have a CS lead early on.
Yeah.
Jarvan's coming in from a gank. He's on a ward. Drowsy lands, forces out the flash. Jarvan ends up taking a tower shot. Zoe is taking the worst end of this trade. Jarvan eats the Q from the Vi. It's a great job by the Jarvan to eat that. Zoe does get out, but it winds up being an advantageous trade for Bronze 5H.
Yeah, it looks like Zoe just tanked a little bit too much there. But
Vayne with the condemn into the wall. Has the Malphite around half health. Alistar goes in bot lane now. Action's picking up quite a lot. They're trying to focus onto the Nautilus. And that looked like a pretty even trade. So even though... Oh, Exhaust coming down. Vi is now in bot lane. Forces out the flash from the Jinx. Jinx misses with her... Or sorry, Vi misses with her Q. And that's the end of that. So quite a few summoner spells blown. So Vi ended up blowing her flash on that mid lane gank. Flash down for Zilean as well. And then the flash goes down on the Jinx with that Nautilus almost hitting his Q while the Vi was ganking.
Lots of fighting everywhere on the map there.
Yeah, but so far still no deaths.
Yeah, no deaths came out of it. We got some few flashes that are coming out of it, so we might see some return ganks coming in shortly.
Psychopaths force a flash, ignite down on the Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa looks like she's going to survive with a little bit of health, but that's flash and heal burned. So heal on the Kai'Sa and flash on the Nautilus.
Yeah, so Kai'Sa's going to back after that, and some more fighting in mid lane after that as well. Getting some first resets off for B. Bronze 5H. They might go for a drag here.
Yeah, they will have the back advantage for a very short period of time, but it looks like Vi is going towards the top side of the map right now. Zoe lands the Sleepy Trouble bubble. Doesn't look like she wants to follow up on it, though. And she does wind up burning her actual flash, so that's cleanse and flash down on the side of the Zoe. Both of these mid laners are just refusing to back. They're on such low health and low mana. So ripe for a gank. Jarvan is first on the move. Yeah, a little bit ambitious trying to make that gank. Good job by Alston to stay back to avoid that gank.
Still no kills yet for either team.
Nope. Oh, max range Q onto the Jinx. Alistar goes in, headbutts away the Kai'Sa. Chompers go down, land on the Nautilus, and that looks like it was a favorable trade actually for the Blood Oath Kings. Vi is in top lane right now, absorbing a little bit of experience. Looks like she's trying to allow Malphite to push this under tower so he can get a good back off. And Vayne is actually doing a good job harassing them. That should be the first back coming out for the Malphite. Or not. It looks like he's trying to stay around a little bit longer. This has allowed Jarvan to start up the Drake, so they know that the Vi has been topside. I'm actually surprised that Malphite did not go back, but it looks like he's coming in. Force out the flash from the Vayne, but that's ultimate traded for flash. Looks like Bronze 5H is not aware that the Drake is being taken right now. Zilean is trying to sniff it out, but that's Drake taken. Mountain Drake goes over to the side of Blood Oath King. They're able to take that objective without trading too much.
No, that was a pretty clean Drake. They had the vision coverage all around the area and bot side, so that was a good.
Yeah, good job of recognizing that the Vi was staying up in top lane way too long and then just trading for that objective. So still a pretty slow game. No kills as of yet. So it'd be interesting to see if we can actually reach the 10-minute mark before we have a first blood. Vi is on bot side. Nautilus looks like he's trying to fish for something. Bubble misses in mid lane. Trading back a few more autos. Definitely got to give Blood Oath Kings quite a lot of props for having just tons of vision control in this bot side river. You got 3 pink wards, and then another pink ward just got cleared out, so they had 4 pink wards on the bot side of the map. Ooh, that should be a kill. Sleepy Trouble comes in, and that's first blood going over to the Zoe. Great job by Majora to get that Sleepy Trouble bubble onto Alston to secure the first blood. Alston did have his ultimate, so he could have used his ultimate to prevent that kill from going down.
Oh.
And continuing to harass the Malphite under tower, has a slight gold advantage and also a slight EXP advantage since the Vi did share some of that experience. Vi is waiting in bot lane. Alistar goes in, the Vi's there. Ultimate used onto the Alistar. He's popped his own ultimate. It's gonna be very hard to burst down this Alistar while he's still in his ultimate. Zoe is here. Sleepy Trouble Bubble comes over the side. Hits the Nautilus. Nautilus is asleep. Comes in. Huge amount of damage from the Zoe. Flash from the Nautilus, but it's too late. Auto attack still goes through. Blood of Kings is... Whoa! Triple kill for the Jinx. Massive rocket coming through. Triple kill for the Jinx. So great job by Blood Oath Kings to turn that fight. It was BVA who started that fight with the Vi in the brush. But they wound up going on to the Alistar who had the ultimate rather than trying to focus the Jinx. And Alistar was able to tank all of that damage, all of that crowd control through his ultimate, and the Zoe was just faster on the roam. Double bomb goes down but misses, and during that, Jarvan also gets the Rift Herald. So that's a massive play for Blood Oath Kings. Not only do they win the trade in bot lane, but they also get the neutral objective in topside. Ooh, it's a good job by Alston to use his ultimate to prevent that death. Comes back at full health. So it'd be very curious to see where Jarvan decides that he wants to put this Rift Herald. He still has plenty of time before plates expire. Looks like he's going towards mid lane. They know that the ultimate is down on the Zillion. Majora is trying to... Oh, Flash comes out. I feel like Jarvan held onto that EQ for a little bit too long. Nautilus and Kai'Sa are rotating up, but they are spotted. Wow, that was a blind bomb onto the Vayne. They know they're there. And Vayne just gets chain CC'd to death. So good job by Bronze 5H. The collapse. They wind up blowing 2 ultimates to kill the Vayne. A little bit of greedy back from the Vayne.
Yeah, she was an enemy long.
So at almost 12 minutes into the game, we still got about a 1,000 gold lead for the side of Blood Oath Kings. So really great for them. And they still do have that Rift Herald that they can use to potentially extend their gold lead by at least another 300 gold. All right, so we've got a little bit of a lull. Looks like Nautilus is positioning a little bit aggressively. We've got the Ocean Drake coming up in 8 seconds. So that's the next big objective they want to play towards. Looks like Blood Oath Kings is first to rotate onto this. They do have the Vayne there while Malphite is top lane. Malphite does have TP. Flash forward from the Vayne. Going on to the Zillion is able to solo him out. So now to 5v4 for this Drake. I think that, yeah, the Bronze 5H is making the right call to back up and not try to contest this. With the mid laner dead, they could potentially drop the Rift Herald mid if they wanted to, but it looks like they're looking for bot lane instead. Nautilus is caught in the Cataclysm from the Jarvan. Looks like they're going to try and headbutt him backwards. Nope. But they do get the kill. Jinx is excited. Jarvan going in once again. They need to drop the Rift Herald soon if they want to get these plates. Yeah, I think Jarvan should drop the Rift Herald here. Zoe catches the Sleep Trouble Bubble onto the Vi. Rift Herald has been summoned in bot lane. Zoe's doing a good job absorbing pressure in 1v2. Meanwhile, we have a 1v1 going on in top lane. Vi ultimate onto the Zoe. Zoe's almost out, able to get another sleep onto the Vi. Rift Herald is almost taking the entire bot lane tower, so this should be first tower going down. The Zoe does get out, so does avoid the gank. And it looks like Blood Oath Kings has now extended their gold lead to almost 3,000. So Blood Oath Kings are realizing that they are on their last legs. They have to win this fight, and they're currently 3,000 up, so doing a great job trying to stay alive in this hunt for the final playoff spot.
Yeah, and we can see some item spike advantages coming in here. We've got the Luden's Echo already on the Zoe, and we got the IE on the Jinx already.
Yeah, so power spikes are still coming in. Kai'Sa's just backing, so it's gonna be interesting to see. She does complete her Storm Razor. So even though the Jinx is 3-0-1, Kai'Sa does have around a 20 CS lead on the Jinx. And Jinx completes Infinity Edge. That's a big purchase. So Bork coming in on Vayne, Infinity Edge coming in on Jinx, Storm Razor coming in on Kai'Sa. So I'd expect that both these teams are probably going to chill for a little bit longer. I think the next objective that's coming up is Rift Herald in a minute 20. We do have a fight going on in mid lane. Nautilus is here, uses the ultimate. That goes chains into the Malphite ultimate. I think the Zoe is dead here. Yep, and Malphite finds up stealing the kill. But yeah, so that is a dead Zoe, but they wind up burning 2 ultimates in order to get her. Looks like Blood of Kings has rotated, so they have their Jinx and their Alistar in top lane. They are faster on the turn here. Ooh, Jarvan winds up ultimating the Zilean. Zilean winds up using his ultimate. In bot lane, we have a fight going on. Cyanite gets caught out, 3v1. So yeah, Cyanite not playing safe enough in that bot lane. He knew he was in a 1v2. Good job by Bronze 5 Age to catch him out. Alistar's coming in. This should be a dead Zilean. Winds up burning the flash. He doesn't have any other abilities. He's on a sliver of health, and he does get away. Holy cow. Vi comes in, flashes forward, trying to get the Jarvan. Jarvan does still have his W. They're peeling for the Jarvan very well. Vi winds up going down. Jinx is excited. And everybody peels off. Wow, what a bloodbath. So at the end of it, we're now 7 kills to 3. But the gold difference has shrunk to about 1k. So through a lot of that madness, Bronze 5H was able to close the gold gap by about 2,000 gold. Now we've got some very weird lane assignments going on right now. We have the Nautilus and the Malphite in top lane. Kai'Sa's mid, Zilean's going bot. Rift Herald has just spawned again, so I think that Blood Oath Kings is in a pretty good position to potentially take this Rift Herald. We do also have a Drake spawning in 50 seconds. Zilean does get the double bomb down onto the Vayne. Vayne is about 1 shot away from killing the Zilean. Yeah, Blood Oath Kings wants to go towards this Rift Herald. They could. But I'm not sure if they know that they're able to do it. Alistar's taking turret aggro. Winds up losing about half his health for that Demolish proc. So I think Blood Oath Kings missed a little bit of a window. They could have gone for that Rift Herald before... Oh, we got a fight going on in the jungle. Vi versus Jinx. Vayne is very low health. Pops the ultimate, winds up going down to the Vi. So that should be Drake going over to the side of Bronze 5 Age. But Blood Oath Kings could trade for the Rift Herald if they wanted to. Ooh, that's a big Q coming out from the Zoe. Jarvan looks like he's looking for a steal potentially. Comes in and steals the Drake. Great job by ATX Gamer to steal the Drake. He will pay for it with his life. But Vi winds up going down as well. Meanwhile, we got a turret dive going down on top lane. Zoe winds up going down, but they do push off the Malphite. Jinx misses with her ultimate, but it should be top tower going down as well for the side of Blood Oath King. So not only do they get the Drake, they also get the tower. Looks like Bronze 5Age is going to counter push in mid lane to try and even out the Drakes. So it looks like Bronze 5Age is able to counter push, get the mid lane, so that's their first tower going down. So we still are about a 1k gold lead, but the gold lead is still shrinking a little bit. Bronze 5Age is pulling this back. But now, Blood Oath King is on Soul Point, so they've got 3 Drakes, they need 1 more, and they've got about 55 seconds to potentially get the second Rift Herald if they want to path towards it. Looks like they are not making it a priority, so my guess is the Rift Herald will go down. Yep, Vi's backing out, realizes that she can't contest anymore. Vi was caught a little bit. Only a few more rockets needed for the Jinx to get excited. Ooh, and Vi winds up going down, so he gets hit with that Sleepy Trouble Bubble. Teleport coming in from the Zilean on the backside. He is alone though, 1v5. Winds up buying some time with his ultimate. Nautilus trying to save the Zilean. Malphite goes in, only hits 1 with his ultimate. Vayne is starting to clean up. Jarvan's got the Cataclysm on the 2 tanks. Chasing coming out from Blood Oath Kings, winds up getting another kill. Vayne's got a double. Now she's got a triple, looking for the Quadra. Gets the Condemn into the wall. Winds up being a Quadra kill for the Vayne. That potentially could be Baron. Are they going to go towards the Baron, or are they going to push for towers? Looks like they're going towards the Baron. They are on the pink ward. And Vi had just spawned, but it looks like she is not going towards the Baron right now. So it looks like it's going to be a free Baron going over the side of Blood Oath Kings. Now 13 kills to 6, and they've got almost a 5,000 gold lead. It's just a great play overall. It looked like it was just going to be a really scrappy fight at first, like they were just going to get a single pick onto the Vi. But with that teleport coming in from the Zilean, they were able to turn it into a full team fight. But Blood Oath Kings had the advantage because they had already picked the Vi at the beginning of the fight. And the Vayne is able to just clean up and get a Quadra kill on the backside of it. So now this Vayne is completely massive. So we do have another Air Drake spawning in 1 minute and 40 seconds, and this will be a soul for Blood Oath Kings if they're able to get it. This Vayne is huge, the Jinx is huge, even the Zoe is huge. So I think that Blood Oath Kings is completely in control at this point. And I think Bronze 5Age needs to turtle. They probably need to give up the soul, the Drake soul, and just try to turtle out for at least another 5 to 10 minutes. Sleepy Trouble Bubble lands onto the Nautilus, but it looks like there's not going to be that much follow-up. Vayne is splitting right now. Now have 50 seconds to the Drake. Jarvan is split pushing in bot lane. They're doing a little bit of a 1-3-1. I don't think there's anybody that can answer the Vayne right now. So if as long as they keep the Vayne in top lane, especially with Baron buff, the Vayne can do a lot of work. Vayne looks like she's backing. And I believe she's on her Rage Blade. No, it doesn't quite have enough for Rage Blade yet. So Zilean is top lane, and he does not have teleport. With Drake almost spawning, that should mean that Blood Oath Kings should be able to get this Drake unless the Vi is able to steal. So it looks like potentially they're trading Drake's soul for this top lane tower.
Starting to look like a one-sided game right now. Bronze 5A's really needs to pull together right now to come back into this.
Yeah, I definitely think that they made quite a few poor choices with their fights. Looks like they're going in. They get a 2-man ultimate. Missed might by ATX Gamer. Malphite's able to steal the Drake. The C was wind up getting the teamfight kill. Jinx is excited. Vi goes down, Nautilus goes down as well. The only person left is the Zillion and the Malphite. Malphite does get out, but Zillion looks like he will wind up going down. That winds up being a 4-for-0, but the Malphite was able to steal the Drake because the Jarvan mistimed the smite just a little bit. But I think if you're Blood Oath Kings, you will take that trade, a 4-for-0, and they don't get the soul quite yet, but they will have another shot in 5 minutes, and they will knock down this mid inner tower. Kaiser's up, Vi's up in about 5 seconds, Nautilus is also up as well. Looks like they're going to try and break this inhibitor tower. Are they going to go for the inhibitor? This is starting to get a little bit risky, but there aren't that many ultimates available on the side of Bronze 5 Age. They do wind up getting the inhibitor, and it looks like Blood Oath Kings is going to wind up just backing off. Ooh, good catch onto the Jarvan. They're peeling out for the Jarvan. Jarvan decides to go back in again. I think they want to try and disengage this fight. Sea of All Trouble lands onto the Zillion. Good block by the Nautilus to prevent the Zillion from going down. And yeah, that's a mid inhibitor cracked at 24 minutes. So yeah, Blood Oath Kings is in a huge advantage right now. And Bronze 5 Age needs to turtle as much as possible. Ooh, great job by the Nautilus. Able to get the Jarvan out of his EQ combo. That's another kill going over to the Kai'Sa. That's some very needed gold for the Kai'Sa. So next big objective that's spawning is the Baron in 1 minute and 25 seconds. This is a potential win condition for Blood Oath Kings if they're able to secure this. But yeah, ATX Gamer probably is a little bit rattled since he did get that Drake stolen from him just a little bit ago. Zillion's out split pushing in bot lane. He does have teleport now, so he can be an effective split pusher. Looks like Blood Oath Kings are trying to get vision control in this red side jungle of BVA. The BVA has some great ward coverage. They get the 2 pink wards in the red side jungle and then 2 more wards. It's a really good job by BVA realizing, hey, we really need to control vision in this red side jungle. If we lose vision control there, that means that we have no way to contest the Baron. So right now, there is a 4v5 in mid. Jarvan's trying to get there to make it a 5v5. So yep, it is a 5v5 now. I don't think BVA wants to try and fight this. I think they just want to try and stall as much as possible. Zoe's a little bit caught out on the side. Winds up getting the double bomb onto the Alistar and the Jarvan. Vayne's coming forward. Nautilus ultimate goes down onto the Vayne. Split fight. Malphite lands his ultimate onto the Vayne only. Vi is getting bursted down. Just barely goes down. Vayne stays alive. Jinx is excited. Starts cleaning up the team fight. Nautilus flashes away. Winds up going down. Malphite goes down as well. Only person left is the Zillion. Zillion's down to about a quarter HP, and Zillion goes down to the Zoe. That's a 5-for-0 ace. And it looks like the Blood Oath Kings is going to wind up taking this game 1 in very impressive fashion. So yeah, Blood Oath Kings, they got that early lead and they never gave it up. And they wind up winning this game. They keep their playoff hopes alive. We are headed to game 2. So wow, I'm stunned. I'm actually really excited that Blood Oath Kings was able to pull that off. Bronze 5 Age is the number 2 seed. They're one of the best teams in the division, and Blood Oath Kings looked phenomenal in this game. They looked really strong. They just took charge. They got almost every single objective. They had that one Drake that got stolen from them. But yeah, great damage coming out from the Zoe, the Jinx, and the Vayne. And yeah, it looks like Bronze 5 Age is going to need to go back to the drawing board. They were not able to figure out what Blood Oath Kings was going to bring to them. You got any thoughts on this match before we go to a break?
Yeah, I'm just really impressed with how they came at the game. I think BVA really needs to rethink their pick bans now. Maybe get rid of that Vayne and look at ban. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, I definitely agree that they can't let that Vayne through. And the Zoe did a lot of work. The Zoe was the damage leader, almost 22,000 damage in a 27-minute game. So insane damage numbers coming out from the Zoe. So yeah, I definitely think that BVA needs to rethink their draft strategy, and I think they probably need to potentially go for. They like playing this tank heavy style, but didn't work very well into Blood of Kings. So yeah, I'm very curious to see what Bronze 5 Age is going to do on the back end. So yeah, we're gonna head to a break, and we'll be back shortly.
I'm like good.
All right, welcome back to the Casual EAL. This is going to be Game 2, Bronze 5H versus Blood Oath Kings. Blood Oath Kings won Game 1 in spectacular fashion. This game has huge implications. If Blood Oath Kings wins this game, they are in the playoffs. So it comes down to one game to decide if Blood Oath Kings is able to make the playoffs. We are already in pick and ban phase. We've subbed in a new caster. Uncle was having trouble with his internet. So now we've got Goose on the stream team. How's it going, Goose? What do you think we're going to see in this game too?
It's going well. I'd be shocked if they don't ban Vayne after that first game because I feel like they struggled with it, just specifically in lane. But yeah, so far we got similar bans.
Yeah, so far it's almost identical bans coming out. Yep, and there's the Vayne, the third ban, so good adjustment by Bronze 5 Age. Drop the Tarek ban, puts in the Vayne. And yeah, it looks like Leona band's still coming out again for Blood Oath Kings, so they're sticking with their same bands, Ornn, Annie, Leona as the bands. And first pick Jinx coming out on the side of Bronze 5 Age. They ban away the Vayne, and they first pick the Jinx. Definitely good job, good adjustment by Bronze 5 Age going into this game too.
Yeah, good on Blood Oath Kings because honestly, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And they did really well in Game 1, so keeping their 3 bans the same is good. And then from BVA side, good on them to snatch up the Jinx because it looked like they were having some issues with it, so just snagging it and not having to waste a ban on it is always good.
Yeah, Blood Oath King steals away Psychopeth's Alistar once again, potentially putting him onto that Nautilus, which he didn't look as comfortable on. So I think that's a good pick by Blood Oath Kings to try and get Psychopez onto a support he's not as comfortable playing. The Tarek is up though, and I do know that Psychopez plays the Tarek. And the Vladimir coming out from top lane. Second pick, blind pick Vladimir. And I believe this is a flex pick. Both the top laner and mid laner can play Vladimir. So BVA has to be very careful that they don't think it's going just the top lane or just the mid lane.
Yeah, so my bet would be that it's Vlad top just because of recent games from Cyanite, but there's an Nautilus again, but it could be going mid lane. But yeah.
So yeah, once again, we get the Alistar into Nautilus matchup. I do think the Blood Oath Kings definitely likes this matchup. I think that they specifically banned out the Leona to try and force this matchup. So I do give Blood Oath Kings the advantage, at least in the support position right now. And the Cho'Gath coming out for top lane. So that's definitely going to be a top lane Cho'Gath. Cephas onto the Cho'Gath, which was one of his most played after the Ornn. He also played a lot of Dr. Mundo, but he decides he wants to go towards the Cho'Gath this game.
Yeah, I feel like they were lacking a substantial tank last game because the Malphite really struggled to get going due to the ranged matchup. So you might run into the same issue here with the Vlad, but I think Cho'Gath's got a much easier time at it than the Malphite.
And Misfortune coming out. So Misfortune, I'm not sure if I like this pick because Nautilus does have that point and click ultimate to negate the Misfortune ultimate. So Blood Oath Kings is going to be very careful when they actually activate this Misfortune ultimate.
Yeah, they're going to have to be putting that Misfortune in the safety of their backline, or at least eliminating the Nautilus before she goes out and ults there.
So once again, we're seeing the Echo Band come out on the side of Blood Oath Kings. Neither team has picked a jungler, so I would expect jungle-focused bands coming out. Potentially also some mid-lane focused bands. Wouldn't be surprised to see BVA get rid of the Zoe.
Yeah, J4 makes a lot of sense as well. Yeah, they're just banning out junglers now. Yeah, you have to be careful banning out mid or top because you know that Vladimir can go either way. So I think it's a safe bet to just ban out the J4 here. Zoe ban would make sense because they struggled with it last game as well.
Yeah, that is a good point. Vladimir still is a flex pick, so jungle is probably the safest ban. But if they are worried about the Zoe, since she did deal more damage than anyone else in the game in game 1, so I wouldn't think it would be necessarily a bad ban to go towards that Zoe. We'll see if BVA agrees with me. Yep, so they do go towards the Zoe. So Jarvan Zoe ban. So they've taken away 3 of the main champions and picked away 1. that Blood Oath Kings played in Game 1. So I definitely like this draft coming out from BVA, and that's an Olaf. And Olaf is great into the comp that BVA has drafted so far, so none of that hard crowd control is going to stop the Olaf. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see what BVA tries to draft into this.
Yeah, there's the Trundle actually. Looking at this for Blood Oath Kings right now, MF and Olaf. That's a really good lane to play through for the Olaf there.
Yeah, so Trundle is actually, I think, a really smart pickup because Trundle's pillar is one of the things that can stop a Olaf in his ultimate. So definitely a good pickup. And I do like the Orianna coming out here. It gives a little bit more team fight power coming out on the side of BVA. Another potential way to stop a Misfortune channel on the ultimate. And also a very safe blind pick in mid lane coming out.
Yeah, like I said, if this Vladimir ends up going mid, which I don't think it will be, but even if it does, Orianna goes fine into it. She won't have too much of a hard time, so it's a good pick on their part, but expect to see a mid. That's a mid Lucian.
Yeah, so that looks like it's going to be a mid lane Lucian. So we definitely got some shenanigans going on.
It's this draft from Blood Oath Kings is pretty interesting. To me, it looks like they're just trying to snowball early game, because if you look at late game comps between these two, I think BVA is heavily advantaged.
I agree. The only insurance they have in the late game on the side of Blood Oath Kings is that Vladimir, but I think the BVA has a lot better scaling opportunities. Cho'Gath and Trundle are going to turn into super tanks along with the Nautilus, and then Jinx is just one of the best hyperscalers in the game, and then Orianna Shockwaves late game are just monstrous. So yeah, I definitely think the BVA has a scaling advantage. Blood Oath Kings needs to push the tempo in this game if they want to come out on top.
Yeah, and I think they have the capacity to do that. Bot side of the map looks like a really, really good avenue for them. Yeah, because I think the MF Alistar really has their most advantageous part of the lane pre-6, because, like, as you said, the Misfortune ult with the Nautilus is really easily cancelled. So you'd have to play through that really early for with the Olaf, and then Lucian mid lane. You won't be able to abuse the Orianna as much as you would like in a melee matchup, but I think the Lucian is a strong early game pick as well.
Yeah, I guess one positive thing going towards Blood Oath King's side is that Vladimir should have a pretty free lane into the Cho'Gath. So that will give them plenty of time for that Vladimir to scale up. And Cyanite's Vladimir is nasty. He is very strong on that Vladimir pick.
It looks like they're switching stuff up here, because unless they're just picking out of order.
Yeah, they might be picking out of order, but yeah, right now it's showing that Cho'Gath, and then showing Onioken going towards the Jinx pick, and then Alston going towards the Trundle. So we might have some lane swaps coming out from Bronze 5 Age.
Yeah, maybe. I guess they were really concerned with that bot lane last game, because it looks like, well, one of Shadow or Psycho is going to be going mid. I would assume it'd be Shadow, but we'll have to see. Although Alston just went back to TP, so who knows?
Yeah,
might be getting baited here.
Probably talking it over. Yeah, but multiple people on Bronze 5 Age do play multiple different lanes, so they definitely are capable of swapping their lane assignments.
Yeah, they are a really, really flexible team. So honestly, you could have anything here. But there's the Orianna pick. So if they don't swap, it'll be Orianna or Shadow going mid, and Onioken going bot lane.
Yeah. Right now, the Trundle still is showing TP.
I'm assuming Lucian will change that cleanse away, but I mean, he could keep it.
Mm-hmm.
It would be, I mean, it would obviously be good into the Nautilus and later team fights, and then the Cho'Gath, or not Cho'Gath, the Jinx traps if he needs it, but I think it'd be a bit weird into the Orianna.
Bronze 5 Age is really making me nervous. Trundle still has TP.
Yeah, well, they got 10 seconds. We've been baited before. There's no way they don't switch that to smite.
Come on.
There has to. Oh, what is going on?
There it is. He switched in the last second.
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going into the spectator delay. Oh, thankfully Trundle swapped to Smite at the last possible moment.
And Lucian did switch from cleanse as well.
Yeah, so Lucian switched to barrier. So we got Alston going into the jungle with the Trundle. So Alston was playing mid last game, so now he'll be playing the jungle. Onyoken, who was the jungler in game 1, is now swapping down to bot lane on the Jinx. And Shadow, who was the bot laner in game 1, is swapping up to mid lane on the side of Bronze 5 Age. And Blood Oath Kings, since they won, they haven't swapped anything. They still got the same lineup, same positions, and looks like they're ready to go.
Yeah, so I do not believe he played ADC last season, but in season 0, Oninoken was their ADC for the entire season. So he definitely has experience in the role. It's really now about the question marks with Shadow and Alston Restep, because as far as I'm aware, neither of them have played, or maybe Shadow has, but Alston Restep hasn't played jungle for BVA and CasualEAL, unless I'm mistaken. But
yeah, not to my knowledge, he might have played a few jungle games in solo queue, but yeah, he typically is not the jungler. So I'll be very interested to see what Alston's pathing is going to be. Does he have that jungle sense that you would expect to see from an organized team?
yeah, and I think it is obviously they saw an issue with their bot lane. They made that switch, but it'll be more rough in this game than the last game, because I think an Olaf can really invade and punish a jungler who's not efficiently clearing or not warding properly. So we'll have to see with Alston here.
Yeah, and Lucian, Misfortune, and Vladimir should also all have lane priority. So this is setting up ATX Gamer to potentially do a lot of invading with this Olaf and try to punish Alston. I definitely think that would be a good game plan for them, but it is a risky game plan. And Blood of Kings is, this is their last game. This is their last shot to make it. So it's very difficult to bet it all basically on some jungle invades early.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, Blood Oath was 0-6 at one point in the season, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, they've had a late game resurgence, and they're fighting for that final spot. So yeah, they struggled early, but it seems like they've been learning a lot, and their drafting has definitely improved. So yeah, we'll see if they can have that miracle story and wind up making playoffs after a really rocky start in the league.
Yeah, I mean, putting myself in BVA's shoes here, I'm struggling to see how they're going to play out this early game effectively, because I think the only lane that you might have a chance at getting consistent prio in is the Cho'Gath lane, but that relies on him hitting Vladimir with skill shots and getting on top of the Vlad, so it'll be rough for them.
Yeah, I think BVA has to play very safe. I think they probably want to give up the first Drake or two, look to trade objectives rather than contest them. So yeah, trade like Drake for Rift Herald, things like that.
Yeah.
All right,
well,
I'm at 12 seconds, 13, 14, 15.
I'm with
All
you.
right.
See, nothing peculiar for starting items. Cephas might be looking to really use spells in lane against this Vladimir. You want the Doran's Ring.
That's true. And we got some cowbell.
Yeah, we got some cowbell.
So I definitely think that the Blood Oath King's bot lane definitely has the right skins. They got the Gun Goddess Misfortune and the Cowbell Alistar.
Yeah, yep. Good 5-point here from Blood Oath Kings. Obviously, it doesn't look like there's going to be any invades happening from side of BVA. And looks like it will be a bot side start for Trundle unless he moves here.
Yeah, looks like the bot side start, and the Olaf is kind of shadowing a little bit more to bot side, so expect bot side start for the Olaf as well. You get a nice look at the Dragon Slayer Olaf skin.
Yeah, I mean, with 2 bot lane starts, unless it can make a bit more sense for Blood Oath Kings if they really want to go for like a level 2 gank, cheese it. But for BVA with this bot lane start, it would lead me to believe that they're looking to play through top side of the map and trying to ignore that bot lane, which could be a smart move because obviously MF and a Jinx with the Alistar would be rough.
Mm-hmm. So Olaf winds up skipping his Gromp, goes straight to Wolves. So looks like he's not going to go for a full clear to level 4. Instead, looks like he might want to try and contest these the Scuttle Crabs at level 3. And again, we see this very, I think, weird pathing, I would say, with you go red to Wolves to blue. That's actually not a very efficient jungle route because you won't hit level 3 off of it. A lot of times, if you're going to go from red over to blue side, you want to go red, blue, and then Gromp. You've got an engage coming down, level advantage coming out for the Jinx and the Nautilus. They wind up trading ignites, and it winds up being the Jinx who winds up backing off.
Yeah, despite having the level disadvantage there, a crucial 1 to 2, Blood Oath Kings actually came close to winning that trade. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Misfortune does have a pretty good early game, so...
Yeah, and then I think it's a bit expected here in mid lane. Early harass onto the Lucian, but I expect as the game goes on here, it'll flip more and more towards that Lucian.
Lucian should also have a little bit more sustain than the Orianna.
Yeah, although he is getting dangerously low there.
Yeah, he's getting... Oh! Good hook onto the Alistar. Chompers do land, but the Jinx looks like she doesn't want to pull the trigger on that. Ooh! Lucian has to pop the barrier. Flash popped by the Orianna. So they trade Flash for barrier. I think that's actually advantageous for the Lucian. Barrier is on a shorter cooldown.
Yeah, and I think if Lucian had burned Flash here, I think this lane would be in a really, really rough spot because Shadow's got TP. If he really wants to, he could shove this out. Get some vision somewhere, take a lay back, and then TP, be right back there. But
Trundle is coming up towards top lane. There is a pretty big minion wave that Vladimir's fighting in with the Cho'Gath. Vladimir could turn this with the Empowered Q, potentially. Is healing up quite a bit. Looks like he's going to flash out instead. The flash from the Trundle, but he's already used his Pillar. There's no way he's going to be able to chase that.
So, flash for flash top lane. That's definitely advantageous for the Vladimir, considering he's in a 1v2 right now, and is Olaf looking towards mid?
Yep, Olaf is looking towards mid. Orianna's trying to push this under tower. This could potentially be first blood if Olaf is able to chain his axe. Ooh, throws the axe a little bit too far. It's going to be very hard for them to chase it down, but Olaf is able to get the first blood. Meanwhile, we've got more action going on in bot lane. They're trying to target down this Nautilus, but he is already quite tanky.
Yeah, and I mean, we spoke on it earlier about the Orianna burning flash in terms of the barrier. It really hurts her there. I mean, good on the Olaf to gank that lane knowing that the flash is down.
Yep. So Orianna's TPing in. Trundle is in mid lane, but the Olaf is around as well. This potentially could turn into a 2v2. But nope, Olaf decides to back out. First Drake spawning is an Air Drake, so we had Air Soul or Cloud Soul in game 1. We will definitely not get a Cloud Soul in game 2. Olaf looks like he's thinking about going towards this Drake. Winds up just clearing out the ward. Trundle trying to be a little bit annoying.
I think if this Lucian can get Prior right now, I think they could probably go for this Drake. But it's really mid lane holding them back from just doing it right now.
So Trundle's going to try and clear out this ward.
Yeah, no, bot lane hasn't backed yet for either team, so I'd still give the advantage to Blood Oath Kings bot lane with the early aggression that they have. So I think they could look to fight here. But
look at the fight coming in on bot lane. Alistar goes into the Jinx. Jinx is very low. Winds up turning to 4 using the flash and the heal. So that's an advantageous trade for the Misfortune Alistar combo.
Yeah, and while
Looks
that
like
was
both of
happening,
these. Looks like both of these bot laners are trying to get 1,500 gold for BF sword, and Olaf is on the Drake.
yes, it looks like he'll get it. Because Trundle is backing right now.
So once again, we have an early Drake coming out on the side of Blood Oath Kings, able to unlock that early Drake through the bot lane pressures that they have. And yeah, they're already on their way to getting another soul.
Yeah, I
And
think
yeah.
I think it was a really good call from the Olaf to do Drake there instead of coming down to bot lane because they were the Jinx was really close to tower, and even in the 3v2, he wasn't going to get much there. So good call on him.
Yeah, Misfortune is definitely at a point where she potentially wants to back. She's got 1,400 gold in the bank right now, so I assume she wants to push out this lane and then go towards the back.
Yeah, that Lucian, actually, I'd assume he's going for the BF sword right now. He's backing with a 1,300.
And actually, if they back right around now, they could potentially do a lane swap. Rift Herald is coming up in 50 seconds, so if they're on point with their rotations, they could go towards top lane. It looks like they're trying to cheese something potentially in bot lane. They're not backing quite yet.
Yeah, this could be dangerous for BVA. It looks like they're just waiting for this cannon and then they're going to back. BVA would back right now.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with this because this gives BVA potentially the chance to swap before the Misfortune does.
Yeah, it gives BVA a huge tempo advantage. But it does look like Cho'Gath's going back top, so maybe not a lane swap yet.
Yep, looks like we're going to stay in the standard lanes. So now Blood Oath Kings has a chance to potentially go for a lane swap to get this early Rift Herald. But Trundle looks like he's going to be the one who winds up starting it off. They don't have any type of vision control. BVA does have the pink ward in the Rift Herald pit, and Blood Oath Kings has no idea that this Rift Herald is being taken right now.
This is really risky though if they do get vision on it. Oh, here's Olaf. He knows now.
Yeah, Olaf comes over the wall. Trundle uses his ultimate, but this is a 2v2. Olaf is unstoppable. I don't think he needed to use that because it makes him less tanky when he uses his ultimate. They wind up trading 1-for-1. Both junglers are down. Cho'Gath does have his feast, so if they do try to stick around for this Rift Herald, Cho'Gath could feast it. He flashes forward, gets the feast. Great job by Cephas to secure that. He might end up paying with his life for it. Flash forward by the Lucian to get this Orianna. Ooh, definitely didn't need that. They got the objective. They could have just left. But Shadow winds up going down as well. So that winds up being a 3-for-1 trade for the side of Blood Oath Kings. They do wind up losing the Rift Herald, but they do have a little bit of around a 1.5k gold lead.
Yeah, so up until that Orianna died, I'd actually say that's really good for BVA because if with the items, Orianna did not have that last chapter in that fight, and the Lucian had the Cutlass. So there's a huge item advantage for the Lucian. So the fact that they were able to trade 1-for-1 junglers and then almost just traded one life for an objective, that was really good. But
yeah. And unfortunately, the Rift Herald did go onto the Cho'Gath, so the Cho'Gath needs to be able to actually have lane priority if he wants to use that effectively. Vladimir is backing, but he does have TP.
There it is. He's got the proto belt. Oh, he placed it.
Yeah, Rift Herald is summoned. He should get 2 plates off of this, but yep, so 2 plates go down. That's all you're going to get out of that Rift Herald. So that does negate some of the kills. Ooh, Alistar goes in, misses his headbutt pulverized combo. Nautilus goes in, forces out the flash from the Misfortune. Disengage coming out on the sides of Blood Oath Kings. Trundle is chasing. And Orianna is also here. It's a good job from Blood Oath Kings to disengage that.
Yep, they flash burned on the MF, and no flash is burned on BVA side. Olaf is sitting here over this wall.
Is he gonna try and steal with an axe? Maybe not.
Yeah, he doesn't have vision. Not really. Maybe he's shadowing.
Yeah. So Big Wave is dying to mid tower right now. Lucian was able to get a plate in mid lane, so Orianna's been sticking around for quite a while. Now they're potentially going in. They land a headbutt pulverized combo onto the Nautilus. Olaf misses the axe, uses the ultimate, flash out from the Nautilus, and ultimate burn from the Alistar, but no kills going down. This does potentially set them up for the Drake that's spawning here in about 5 seconds. Lucian's going aggro, pops the ultimate, gets the Orianna down to about 50 health. That will force out the back, that will give Blood Oath King's priority over this Drake that's just spawned.
Yes. Oh.
But, whoop. Now Ignite goes down. We got a jungle fight going on right now. Jungler. Looks like Trundle is winning that battle right now. Flashes forward to try and secure the kill onto the jungler. Gets the kill, but winds up paying for it with his life. Nautilus winds up going down as well. 2 for 1 on the side of Blood Oath Kings. And Cho'Gath almost dies as well in top lane. So
Yeah,
there are no
with,
junglers, and they're pulling out the Drake.
Yeah, with the Orianna chunked out earlier and forcing that TP, they could have gone for it right away and still been okay, but then they win that fight as well. They get another dragon, and yeah, they're gonna get Pyro bot lane as well.
Yeah, so Jinx went for the Zap steal. Didn't quite time it just right. So that winds up being 2 towers to 0 and the Inferno blazes, so we will have Infernal Soul for this map. Do you think that favors one team over the other, getting the Infernal Drakes?
I think it favors Blood Oath Kings, actually, because it opens up the map more, and they're a really mobile team already. Ooh, mid lane, though.
Ultimate going down onto the Lucian, winds up missing the Q. That probably was a good thing. He would have gone under tower if that Q connected.
Yeah, I mean, the Lucian, I mean, he is squishy somewhat, but I don't know if Orianna has enough follow-up just yet. She does have sword boots in the last chapter, so
yeah,
maybe. But yeah, as I was saying earlier, the mobility for Blood Oath Kings, I think this map favors them more because something more closed off, like an ocean or a mountain, would probably suit BVA more.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Olaf is topside, looking for a gank onto this Cho'Gath. Vladimir uses the ult forward. Good disengage from the Cho'Gath. A little bit late on the ultimate for the Olaf. He winds up still getting knocked up, so that's a good disengage from Cephas. The Trundle is topside, essentially in a 2v2 situation. Rift Herald is spawning in 1 minute and 5 seconds.
Yeah, BVA's got really good vision control all over the map, but they only have the prio in mid lane.
Yeah, and this Trundle has actually been bullying this Olaf quite a bit. There's another ultimate going down onto the Olaf. You can see how beefy the Trundle gets. He is in a 1v2 situation right now. I don't think he can take this Vladimir. Vladimir's got a 2-level lead on him. Orianna flashes forward, gets the ball, misses the Olaf though. They're chasing for that kill onto the Olaf, but it winds up being a 2 for 0, potentially now a 3 for 0. And Vladimir gets the triple kill, flash forward from the Alistar onto the Jinx. Almost goes down. One last hit, winds up getting in the kill. A little bit late on the ultimate from the Misfortune, but that went to being 4 kills for 0 on the side of Blood Oath Kings. Yeah, they definitely overchased a little bit trying to secure that kill onto the Olaf.
Yeah, I mean, this Vladimir's really big right now. He's got a needed seed ledge rod. He's got the proto belt. Boots aren't finished yet, but he's already deceptively tanky, and you saw that with the Orianna ult and the Cho'Gath going on. They really didn't put him into any danger. So
yeah,
and then bot side obviously they won as well.
Yeah, so that's just going to be 2 towers going down rapid fire. Blood Oath Kings at a pretty significant advantage, is forcing out the flash out of the Lucian. But yeah, this Vladimir is absolutely massive now. And Rift Herald is still available for another 4 minutes and 50 seconds.
Interesting food choice from the Cho'Gath. I guess he's looking at all the AD with the Lucian and MF, but doesn't help anything against the Vlad.
Yeah, he is. Looks like he is going for an Abyssal as his first item. So maybe he figures that he can be okay with the Abyssal Mask against the Vladimir.
Yeah.
Flash forward from the Vladimir onto the Orianna. Orianna uses mid. That is going to be a kill. Olaf secures it. Another engage in bot lane. Jinx is almost dead. Winds up going down. MF is kiting this out. Nautilus is trying to escape, but I think he's going to wind up going down. Yep, no way that the Nautilus is going to escape. But he is trying to stall for as long as he can. And in the meantime, good job by the Trundle to trade for an objective. So winds up getting the Rift Herald in top lane. And yeah, Misfortune almost went down. Alistar was stealing the kill.
Well, it backfired a bit, but whatever. They're still gonna get the bot lane pyro that they would have gotten anyways if that kill just went much quicker. And the Olaf is also invading, like we talked about earlier. So it's looking really, really good. A 6k gold in 16 minutes for Blood Oath.
Yeah, good job by the Trundle dropping the Rift Herald in top side to try and trade for a tower, but this massive Vladimir's here. He already has Death Cap, so he is absolutely huge. Olaf winds up having to ult out, trying to get away from this Cho'Gath. It's a 3v3. Olaf is almost dead. It looks like they're going to kind of try and disengage, though. Alistar and Jinx have quite a lot of health. Let's see if this Alistar can get out. He went to popping the ultimate. Good hook. Vladimir's coming in. Daddy has arrived. See if he can clean up on this backside.
Lucian as well.
Two-man ultimate from the Vladimir. He's going to heal up quite a bit from this. Winds up using the pull. Lucian comes forward. They're disengaging. Nautilus winds up going down. Orianna is a couple hits away from death. Protobell forward. Doesn't get the kill. But they do potentially have the Drake. Ooh, shutdown. Cho'Gath gets it. That's a huge shutdown coming over to the side of the Cho'Gath. So Bronze 5H does a good job disengaging, but they will wind up sacrificing this Drake unless the Trundle's able to get a steal.
Yeah, it's a hero Trundle play right now if they want this, but they really should just turn on him and then go to the Drake.
Yeah, good job by the Lucian to try and zone out this Trundle. He could potentially try to flash over. He does, and he gets it! Oh my goodness. Great job by Alston. Steals the Drake, winds up giving up his life for it, but it does delay the soul win condition for Blood Oath Kings.
Yeah,
we had some pretty spicy steals this series, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, ATX had one earlier on as well in the last game that was pretty good. But yeah, I think stalling is just what BVA needs right now. I mean, the gold lead hasn't grown for Blood Oath, so it's good for BVA. And I think they just need to stall for late game because if they get there, eventually they'll all catch up to the Vlad, and I don't know if the Vlad on his own will be able to carry.
Yeah, but they're still a long way away from that. They need to at least get to 3 items, and they're currently sitting on 1. So they need a lot of time. I'd say at least 10 minutes where they have to stall out.
Yeah, I mean, and it's 10 minutes of keeping this massive gold lead from growing, and it's already hard with how snowball this comp is from Blood Oath.
Yeah. But I definitely think that the Trundle stealing that Drake was a huge step in the right direction. So that does give them an extra 5 minutes to play with before they have that soul win condition.
Yeah,
and also the Elder Drake. They also delayed the Elder Drake by another 5 minutes.
That is true. That is true. I think all they need is really one more hero steal from the Trundle, and they're actually at a decent shape objective-wise. They just have to get gold onto their carries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the Baron take is not super fast on the side of Blood Oath Kings. They do have the Lucian with the Blade of the Ruin King. But Misfortune is not the best Baron taker in the game.
Yeah, just trading going on top lane and then right next to the Raptor camp.
Yeah, so at this point in the game, it's really about like how you distribute your gold, how do you distribute your EXP, how many jungle camps can the Olaf steal, because you're really trying to starve out Bronze 5H while you're looking for picks. It looks like they potentially have this Cho'Gath caught out. He does get a good 2-man knockup. Flash forward from the Alistar, gets a 2-man pulverized. Nautilus is caught out. He's most likely going to wind up going down. Lucian gets caught as well, has to force to flash out. Disengage coming out on the side of Bronze 5H. Trundle winds up going down. Olaf flashes forward, gets the kill into the Orianna, winds up going down, but that's another kill going over onto the Cho'Gath, winds up going down, and another flash forward from the Misfortune to get secure double kill. That is an ace. That's exactly what Bronze 5H didn't need. It's a 5-for-1, and that mid inhibitor most likely is going to wind up going down.
Yeah, it's mid inhibit at least. Ashe and Cho'Gath aren't going to be up. Well, Cho'Gath for 20. Jinx for 10. I don't think they have minions to push for more, so it looks like they'll just reset.
Yeah, because Misfortune took that tower shot, she's really low health. I think they want to try and reset.
Yeah, but that is exactly like you said what BVA did not want. The gold lead now grows to 8k.
Yeah, I mean, BVA has to realize the jungle does not belong to them anymore. That is Blood Oath King's jungle at this point in the game. Yeah, you can see Lucian just casually stealing the red buff. Yeah, the jungle does not belong to BVA anymore. They have to be very careful going even into their own jungle.
Yeah, I think the only saving grace for BVA right now is that mid inhib is probably the easiest to defend. So, or mid lane is probably the easiest wave to defend against. So, it's not as if you've got the top lane inhib or the bot lane inhib down.
Yep.
And yeah, Blood Oath also weren't able to get any objectives directly off of that inhib takes. That's another bonus for BVA, but that's about as much as you can really give them at this point.
Yep, and we've got another Infernal Drake coming up now in 50 seconds. BVA has to either try to trade for this objective or go for another steal. They cannot fight for it. You could send the Trundle on a suicide mission, but his flash is not up yet.
Yeah, they were putting a lot of vision into top side, but this Nautilus is not moving down. It looked like they were going to look to try to trade it, but they're going to Death Brush now.
Mm-hmm. This is definitely a good spot to Death Brush. Yeah, so surprisingly, Trundle is going for a aggressive build. Went for Warrior, and looks like he's going into Titanic Hydra next.
Uh-oh.
And Olaf going also for a kind of an interesting build. Up, Death Brush. Winds up getting onto the Nautilus. TP coming in from the Vladimir. No TP response from the Cho'Gath. A little bit late on the response. 2 have already gone down. This fight has already been won by Blood Oath Kings. Olaf cleaned up on the backside. That's 3 for 0. Yeah, and Cho'Gath is going to be forced to try and... he might try to go for a steal with his feast.
Yeah, they could really just go straight to Baron right now and just have MF finish off this dragon, because someone's got to defend the base for BVA. 10 seconds, they won't be able to get it uncontested, but I think they'll get there and they'll have priority on it, and they should be able to get vision.
Yeah, it looks like instead they want to try and put this Lucian in bot lane. Lucian's kind of their best DPS though for this Baron, so I think they're kind of biting off a little bit more they can chew. It's a potential option or potential chance for BVA to get back into this game, since I don't have the Lucian, but I don't think they've sniffed it out yet that they are taking the Baron.
They so 2 walked over a ward right outside of Baron there. So there, now they know.
Jinx Rocket comes down. They potentially could go for this steal. Trundle just gets annihilated. So the Cho'Gath has to stay alive in order to stay alive for the consume, potentially. Cho'Gath winds up going down as well. Vladimir ultimately goes down onto 1. Flashes forward onto the Jinx. So they'll wind up being able to solo out the Jinx quite easily. Yeah, that winds up being a 4 for 0. The Orianna was not there. Lucian is finishing up the game. Baron goes down. Lucian is on the Nexus towers right now.
Yeah, and Vlad is doing a great job of delaying Ori back.
Yep.
And,
second Nexus tower is going down. See if Ori can do a heroic defense. Winds up popping the ultimate. Lucian pops the barrier. Orianna goes down. And that's Blood Oath Kings coming back. They go 2-0 against BVA. They secure their spot in the playoffs. Or maybe not just yet. Focus the Nexus. Nexus goes down. Blood Oath Kings makes playoffs. They will be the number 4 seed going up against Team Renegados in the semifinals. Congratulations to Blood Oath Kings.
Yeah, that was a great series for them. There was never any doubt from their perspective that they would ever really be losing this. As soon as game 1 started, they basically dominated them from start to finish, and then in this game, it was even more domination from them. Yeah, they played a complete game.
Yeah, so let's see if we can get an interview. I'd like to get one of the actual the regulars on Blood Oath Kings, not one of the subs. So either ATX Gamer, Tales of Excuses, or Shadow Dragon Bot in here to talk about what their thoughts are for going into playoffs. But yeah, I definitely can't see. I can't say enough about Blood Oath Kings. They had a really rocky start to the beginning of the season, but now they're in playoffs. They were able to clinch it at the very end. They came up clutch. They had some really good drafts, really good strategy, and they got early game advantages and just took over the game from there against a very tough Bronze 5 Age team. This is the number 2 team right now in Noxian Division. So great job by Blood Oath Kings to get a 2-0 against a very tough opponent.
It looks like we'll get a interview with ATX. He just jumped into the post-game interview room. Want to head over? Yeah, there he is. And
all right, ATX Gamer, your team just qualified for playoffs with that 2-0 over BVA. What are your thoughts right now?
Pretty fortunate to be able to make playoffs, but it was good. I think our vision, like what helped us out in the games, was our vision. Our vision.
Mm-hmm.
We were able to rotate a lot faster than the other team was. We just have, let's win this game.
So yeah, I definitely think that you guys had like a really good draft phase. Like, what was your strategy going into the draft? It looks like you stuck with the same bands in both games. Like, what was that strategy that you were trying to execute against Bronze 5 Age?
Well, we were just trying to take out the really annoying champion play. Like, any there's like a super easy like ult stun damage kind of champion. Ornn is annoying with getting free stats off of free items. He gets free items, helps the other team out. So we're just going towards what can help us.
That is a very good point. I wanted to talk on your jungling for both games because you had really strong games in both of them. Game 1 with a couple steals, and then Game 2, obviously, with really good control of the jungle and objectives.
Yeah, I tried to focus more objectives than anything else and keep vision for my teammates. That way, it was hard to gank. The first game, I feel like I did a little bit better. Game. I don't know how he stole that drag though. It was like 600 and I smited it. My smite did like 640. He stole the drag, but it's all right. But
yeah, there definitely was quite a few steals back and forth. But yeah, you definitely got a few and he got a few. So yeah, it was definitely a back and forth in the jungle matchup. So yeah,
I tried. I went into this matchup just worrying about vision for the whole game. That was like my focus this whole game. And I tried to get the team to focus it also.
So yeah, now you guys you're in the playoffs. You have I think you're most likely going to be going up against us, Team Renegadas, in the semis, and then on the other side it'll be Bronze 5 Age and Suic. Do you have any thoughts on the teams that are in the playoffs and what you think your odds are?
Well, we played against y'all last week, last week, and it was pretty. It was a pretty rough. It was a pretty game, but hopefully we're able to come up with a more solid game plan than we did last time and try to upset.
Well, you guys just beat the number 2 team, so that's pretty damn impressive. I think you guys are improving faster than just about any other team in Noxian. So great job. Really, really impressed with your guys' performance. Goose, you got any more questions?
No, I just gotta wish him luck in the playoffs, and that's basically it for me.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining in. We're gonna sign off now. Great series. Definitely check us out for the playoffs. We'll try to be streaming every single playoff game, and that'll be after the bye week. So I hope you guys have a fantastic night. This is Randomonium and Goose signing off.